Nnamdi Kanu gives federal government fresh conditions for dialogue. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has given the federal government fresh conditions upon which he will sit at a round table with Nigerian government officials to discuss the issue of the Biafran struggle. Kanu, who was arrested and detained by officials of the Department of Security Service (DSS) and granted bail by the court, had his home in Umuahia invaded by soldiers on September 17, 2017, which necessitated his escape from the country 2 years ago. A statement made available by the Media and Publicity Secretary of IPOB, Emma Powerful, quoted Kanu as saying that he was ready for dialogue if the Nigerian government was willing to talk honestly and consider a referendum on a self-determination for the Biafran people that will take place in a neutral space and organized by the United Nations. But even now, if the Nigerian government was willing to talk honestly and openly about our demands and to consider a referendum on self-determination for the Biafran people in a neutral space provided by the United Nations, I would be there at the table. Look around Africa today. There are some countries with a functioning democracy where the rule of law is respected and free and fair elections allowed, but not in Nigeria. Our struggle for self-determination is the struggle of Africa's post-colonization from Algeria to the Cape. If we achieve this, perhaps we can lead other African countries to bring democracy and respect for law and human rights into the lives of African people. The IPOB leader said his demand for a neutral place for any dialogue was predicated on the invasion of his home in Umuahia in 2017 by the military, who he said came to kill and not to arrest him, saying with such, his safety was not guaranteed anywhere in Nigeria. The men soldiers who came to my family home, according to what Nnamdi Kanu is saying, in September 2017 came to kill me. I do not doubt this. If they wanted to arrest me or question me, they would have sent the police or agents of the DSS. Why send soldiers trained to kill, if not to kill? I had wanted my day in court in 2017, but the military response tells me that the rule of law in Nigeria has collapsed. Decrying the invasion further, Kanu said the attack took its toll on my parents. My mother suffered heart complications as a result of the trauma and stress of the Nigerian Army's invasion of my house. She became very ill and died earlier this year. It would not be an overstatement to say that the primary cause of my mother's death was Operation Python Dance 2. I have lost my mother. My father, a strong man, a chief among Biafrans, has lost his life's companion. Sadly, we have watched his health decline since the attack on our home and my mother's death. I mourn my mother. I mourn my entire IPO family members who had given their lives to protect mine. Kanu said it beat his imagination that even though the fourth most deadly Islamic terrorist organization in the world, the Fulani Esme, according to recent Global Index on Terror, operates in Nigeria, yet the federal government left them untouched and went ahead to proscribe IPOB. So guys, you've heard it from Nnamdi Kanu. That is the new condition, the fresh condition is giving the federal government, I think in a simple term, referendum. That is just the whole thing. Let there be referendum, because some government official, has come out to say, oh, if they take statistics that majority of the Southeast people will still want to be with Nigeria, they will not go, with Biafra, and they challenge them that, okay, if that is what you think or that is your mindset, then put up a referendum, let it happen, then you will know what the next line of action will be, if really you guys are sure of that, because they are sure of themselves. So I think on that note, it's coming out to say this is the condition, let us have a referendum. Referendum, when it will be done in a more cleaner environment, let it be more as pure as it ought to be, so that it won't be shrouded in secrecy. Let us see the results at the end of the day, whether people really want to go with Nigeria or they want to go with a Biafra, the Southeast people. So that is the only thing or the only time that you can know the actual truth of the whole thing. So if the referendum comes up and whichever way it swings to, then they will take it. But in my opinion, are you sure that this government is even ready for that? Even ordinary restructuring, they don't want it. They are playing to the gallery. Ordinary restructuring that let every state control its resources, they are not even interested. They are not even interested. Not only this government, because if really the other previous government really wanted it, they ought to have done it and make it a reality. But some people will come and tell you, oh, good luck started it and all of that, because they were not too serious about it. Because if they were serious about it, they would have put everything to rest. Just go straight to the whole thing and make sure that everything gets done on time. But they're always pussyfooty about all of this. They will drag all of these things until when they would not have time to be able to do what they are ought to do, or what they were ought to do. At the end of the day, they will be blaming people. Oh, because I'm not in the government again. Well, if I didn't, when I was still there, if I was still there, I would have done this, I would have done that. But they don't know that time waits for no man. All of those ones who are always talking about first tenor, second tenor, they will be dragging the whole thing. When they are no longer there, they will not say, oh, I started this, and all of that. Because if this restructuring was really paramount to them, mostly the PDP people, they would have done the needful. But because they had that pride, oh, we are going to be in government for 60 years, for how many years? They think that life is just going to go that way. Because you think you are in power, everything will go your way because you think you have strategized a lot of things. But at the end of the day, reverse is always the case most times. Anything you want to do, do it accordingly and timely, so that you know that you have done your part, so that you'll not be regretting at the end of the day, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And that's why that is what a lot of people will be saying. Oh, he started this. Oh, Adibini, he was able to come back for the second time. I mean, good luck, Jonathan, that he would have been able to perfect this confab meeting and all of that. And now the whole thing is, they have even APC government, they've thrown it somewhere. They are not even ready to look into restructuring. So that is my opinion concerning all of this. So let alone referendum. People who are really enjoying Nigeria, people who always tell you that Nigeria is working, they are the people who are benefiting. Then what is their percentage? So they are the ones who do not want all of these things to happen. They don't want it to happen, whether restructuring, whether referendum. They don't want it to happen. Not to talk of this government that we are even in. The previous government, if really it was really pushed very well, maybe something would have happened. But with the position of this present government, in my opinion, I doubt it if they will allow it. But that is the condition Nnamdi Kanu is giving if they will allow referendum to take place. But who are the people that will champion this referendum? The government will not even come, because they will tell you it is not in their constitution. Then who are the people? The same governors, the same monarchs, the same what is it called? Senators, both lower and upper chamber from the southeast. They should be the ones to rally around to negotiate with their fellow senators to be able to say, okay, we want to pass this bill, we want to propose this bill. They should start from there. I think that is when the whole thing will be settled. But if you are waiting for the federal government, like I said, with this position that this federal government is taking, it's not going to happen until their people will make it, make it as a duty, or make it a how will I put it, a project, until they will make it a project that they really need to carry out and bring it to the floor of the Senate. That is when they will start making headways. So that is that, in my opinion. And a lot of people really have a different opinion concerning this what Nnamdi Kanu has said. Someone said the reason why Nigeria had fallen asleep or failed to compete others mate country is because we are lacking people like Kanu. I'm not an Igbo man, but a social traveler. If the protest Kanu is doing, this is what Boko Haram Islamic terrorists and Esme murder and destruction agents are doing, the same way like Kanu is doing in protest Nigeria. Nigeria could have been a better place for we all. Biafra must come. It is only God who will disgrace every enemies of Biafra, those that love darkness rather than light. God bless Nnamdi Kanu and IPOP family. Someone say your hatred towards Igbo is what is now consuming you roundabout. Poverty capital of the world, terrorist infested, borrower of the highest order. bereft of stable power supply, bad rules, insecurity, armed robbery, and kidnapping. The list are endless. There is a karma we all have failed to these innocent people. Send army to his own town instead of police is not a good one. Every dialogue must be geared towards Biafra actualization, otherwise it may not be speaking the minds of Igbo. Why Nigeria government is afraid is allowing Biafra to go. Does it mean that Nigeria will collapse if Biafra independence is actualized? You know, the comments and people's opinion, is on and on and on. It goes like that. So I would like to hear from you what you think about this new condition that Nnamdi is, putting up before the federal government. Please leave your comments below and let's hear your take. Thank you very much. Bye.